Hello everybody, welcome to the Werewolven Game Development Studio YouTube channel launch day. We've been working away on a few different games here. We are a small startup game development studio. We've got about a dozen members on our team. We have yet to actually officially release a single game, but we do have a few that are in development. And the purpose of this YouTube channel is actually just sort of a developer diaries for anybody who might have an interest in seeing how games get developed, how they progress over time, and and basically the approach of a fairly new game development studio. We've been in operation for about 3 months now, and we've started to get some interesting content to show. We've got a fantastic illustrator on our team, some great developers, artists, and musicians. And today I'm just going to actually give a quick overview of some of the games that we're presently working on. All right, so the music's about to kick in, but the first game that we're working on is a sort of an arcade-style spaceship shooter. It is loosely based on the old game from the 90s, Star Control 2. We're getting a lot of inspiration from that old game, and we're trying to create something that has a lot of the fun, a lot of the feel, a lot of the vibe of that great old game, and create something modern and fresh and hopefully, refined in such a way that it's just straight up fun to play. As soon as you jump in, you're having a good time. That's the goal with all of our games. Anyway, let's launch it. Let's take a look. Very early version, not much in terms of user interface yet. Better start that. Stop that. Hang on. All right, let's take a look. So what we've got initially is basically a ship design editor. So the purpose of this ship design editor is to basically customize different types of ships with different types of weapon systems. And what you'll see is using the ship designer, I'm able to create some very interesting weapon effects, really kind of on the fly. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use some of these parameters in creating some unique alien ships as time goes on. All right, so these are kind of our latest models here, so I'm just going to choose a couple of models to fly against. Right now, the AI does not really fight back, so basically it's just going to be a weapons test that you're going to see, and a little bit of flying around. And the music's going to kick in. There's no way for me to mute the music at the moment, so I'm probably not going to be able to talk too much. All right. So, flying around the galaxy. If anyone's played Star Control 2, you might recognize some of the gameplay here. The music you're hearing is by our very talented musical artist. So I'm just going to pull up the game customization menu here, and I'm going to, this is some development tools here, so I'm going to change a few of these settings, make our ship a little bit faster, and I'm going to choose a couple different weapons here. Let's see, maybe that one, and have like a nice little explosion effect when it hits. That seems cool. Try that. Secondary weapon, or primary weapon rather. Let's try out a laser. Let's see, weapon distance. Let's change that to 30,000. Scale that up times 3. Alright, we'll try that. See how we get. Alright, so we got our laser in. Right now there's a bit of tracking applied to the primary weapon, or is it the secondary? The secondary weapon. So I'm actually I'm gonna take out the tracking because we just want to straight fire. I'm gonna actually change the weapon count to just 1. I'm gonna increase the weapon scale by 4 and see if we can get some interesting effects out of that. That's not bad. Let's see what else we can do. Try a different weapon effect here. I'm gonna try something a little bit crazy here. I'm gonna scale the weapon size up to 15. Oh yeah. See what we get. Oh my gosh. Let's change that beam weapon up a bit. Let's try to make that a little bit bigger. Let's make that size 10. And see what we get. Alright. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna actually, better watch out here because if we get too close, the AI will try to shoot us. It doesn't fly yet, but it does shoot if you get too close. Alright, that's a bit too big. Let's take that back down to, I don't know, 8. Try a secondary weapon here. Let's try whatever this is. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool. I dig that one. Oh, yeah, I dig that. I haven't actually even tried all of these effects yet myself. It's got a kind of a fireball. Oh shit! Oh shit! We're dead. Okay, let's try that again. Try that again. There we go. Yeah, so the hope here is to create some kind of interesting weapon systems. So the player has a unique experience in choosing different types of ships to fly. So we can do all sorts of different customizations here. I'm just showing a couple of them. Let's try this. This is kind of interesting. So I can do sort of a split weapon firing effect here. Whoops. That's the wrong projectile. Let's try this one. Kind of a missile with let's say an explosion with a muzzle flash looking like that. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah, that's cool. So we got some seeking missiles now. I feel like that explosion was big enough. Let's make that choose a different explosion. Maybe that. Well, I think we destroyed the enemy here, so... Anyway, that's kind of the ship game that's currently in development. Kevin over here, our fantastic illustrator, is actually working on some concept art for some of the different and interesting aliens you'll potentially encounter as you travel around the universe. Some very cool designs we've got going on, in my opinion. Some pretty unique looking aliens. And of course we got the very standard gray alien as well in concept. So yep, quite a few actually here's our complete creature sheet for the moment. Let's see, here we go. Some of the concept art for some of the different species that are currently being illustrated. We've got, let's see, another guy, Benny. Nope, that's Neil. One of my 3D designers is working on actually some of the 3D renderings um, for the gray alien at the moment. Let me just see if I can pop that open. So this is actually a time lapse of him working on an early version of the gray alien. This is actually sped up to 15 times speed, so you can see he kind of started with the base human model shape, and he's modifying it to look like the source illustration art. I always find it pretty cool to watch 3D and artwork being done in time lapse. So let's see, this is about 2 minutes. Let's speed this up a little bit more. Unfortunately, the resolution is a little bit low. This is because creating time lapse tends to take a bit of let's say disk space and then takes a while to upload. So we tend to shoot the time lapse for review in a bit of a lower resolution format, but it doesn't look too bad. 480p, it doesn't look too bad. So this guy's not quite done yet. We're the final take. The facial shape and stuff is not quite right yet, and we haven't done any of the texturing yet, but it's starting to shape up, as you can see, kind of coming along. So that is basically. Oh yeah, here we've got some new ship models being designed for use in the game. Let's see here. Not too graphically complicated, not too high detail, but that's kind of because we're creating a bit of an arcade style game, and the sort of stylized, almost low polygon look. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Okay, that must have been autoplay. Okay, let's try that again. Here we go. Yep, a few more interesting looking ship designs coming on. So we got, I don't even know, we got 20 or 30 different ship designs now, and so eventually the task is going to be to fit some of these ship designs to the different alien races. Let's see, Benny over here is working on one of the ship designs right now, actually, or just finished working on one from today. Let's see, I'll play this at double. So we're going at about 30 times regular speed here. And I think we can probably skip ahead until it gets a little bit more interesting. Yeah, skip. He's starting to get to some of the texturing on this guy, on this particular ship. It's not quite finished yet. The texturing isn't, but it's starting to shape up a bit. All right, what else? What else? What else? Oh, here's another. Oh no, that's okay. Yep. Anyway, plenty of ship designs coming up. Maybe I'll do a little montage of all our ship designs in editing in a moment. I'm not a huge fan of editing, so just kind of like to do stuff off the cuff. But I think that's a pretty good demonstration of what we got going on so far in terms of the Alien spaceship game, yet unnamed. I haven't thought of a name yet for it. But I think I'll actually end this video here and continue another video. Continue talking about one of our other games in the next video. Hope you guys liked this, and yeah, more development diaries to come.